Thank you so much for joining. I'm starting just with a bit of an update on Stobbs. Forgive me, you have to sit through that before we get on to the substantive stuff. We did one of these sessions when COVID started. It's more than a year ago now, and we called it a missing you because we haven't been able to see most of you, at least not in any significant way. We're still missing you. We've called this session Breaking Out because we're hoping that actually we're getting to the end of what has been a very, very difficult last year and a half. And so the theme of this session is breaking out. And so, I very much hope to see a lot of you soon over the coming months and year as we move forward. In terms of Stobbs, when this kind of whole period started, the aim for me for Stobbs was to make sure that our team, we've got a fantastic team that a lot of you know, stayed happy and healthy and intact through COVID, and I'm delighted to say that that is the case. And I wanted to make sure that we were in a better position coming out of it than we were at the beginning. And fortunately, we've been able to expand over the period, not just my beard length or my waistline. Which continues to grow in any case. We've grown a bit. There's now around 150 of us at Stobbs in various different roles. But one of the key developments for Stobbs was bringing on Esther Jolie. You can see a picture of her here if you haven't met her already. She's a licensing brand extension expert, non-lawyer, and has brought over 20 years of experience in brand licensing from a commercial point of view to Stobbs, and that's been a fantastic addition for us and has really helped our lawyers actually look at things in an even more practical way. And she's been a fantastic addition for Stobbs. We've also created some systems. For those of you who don't know that, we spun out a small company called IADO at the beginning of this year. We built 3 systems thus far. Iambic, which is a document management, case management system. IADO, which is a trademark portfolio analysis system, currently does non-use strategy and renewals analysis, and we're looking to build more modules around domain analysis and reputation analysis as well, and an anti-counterfeiting app as well. We're very proud of those systems. We haven't really shouted about them very much thus far. If anyone is interested in talking to us about them, please do get in touch. Delighted to show you. We're quite proud of them. But that's been a really interesting development for Stobbs over the last couple of years, and so we're really, really pleased to be pushing that forward. And then we've also been partnering. We've always said, I've always intended to try to be the best possible brands practice that we can be. And I've always said we'd like to be able to answer any question that comes along in relation to brand and IP and intangible assets. But sometimes we're not the right person to be doing that. And so really pleased with partnering first with Heavenly. Heavenly are an amazing creative agency. If any of you wondered who came up with We Thrive in the Grey, but we talk in black and white, that was them. And they're a fantastic creative agency. And so we're partnering with them on naming projects and creative projects for our brand clients. And then in particular, really proud of a partnership this year with EIP. I get asked a lot. I have been asked a lot over the years. Are we going to do patent work at some point in the future? I've always said no, because I have no idea how to do patent work and I'm not very good at it. And I'm trying to be as good as we possibly can on the things that we are doing. And so I've always thought best to have the best possible people working in their specialisms. And EIP are, in my view, the best patent firm in the UK and around the world. And I'm absolutely delighted that we've partnered with them. And it's a fantastic development for Stobbs, this partnership. And so I just wanted to introduce you to Heather McCann, who's one of the founders of EIP, to just say a few words about EIP and our partnership. Heather, over to you.
Thank you, Julius. I'm hoping my camera's showing.
It isn't yet, which is strange because it was earlier.
Am I on now? It was.
Very strange. Best laid plans.
Well, I'll have to come over with my voice alone. Well,
Fair enough.
Julius, thank you for the intro. Thank you for inviting me, and to everybody on the call, very nice to meet you all. I've known Julius for a long time, and we've been hatching a cunning plan for a number of years to buddy up where possible, but also row our own boats, because, as Julius says, patents and trademarks are pretty difficult vehicles. I think they're both transformers, and I think Julius is Optimus Prime, and I like to think of myself as Bumblebee. And the Decepticons are all the traditional law firms. So we do things differently. And the areas of alignment really between, I think, the Stobbs approach and the EIP approach include no nonsense, practical and commercial advice, listening, helping clients build up their toolkit to include patents if they're relevant to your commercial strategy. Bit of brief background, we are celebrating a birthday on the 8th of October. We turned 21, which is exciting. And many of us come from in-house positions, including me. EIP started out as electronic intellectual property, focusing on electronic software and telecoms. But we were recommended to Tesco some years ago, so we thought we better broaden out a bit. And as of today, we can handle any tech from food and drink, fragrance, pharma, to standard essential patents, all the stuff that's in your handsets and all your comms devices. Machine learning, basically, if you have a widget, we can patent it. That's the theory. We can discuss it at least. And just a bit more background before I leave you to the subject of today. As well as patent prosecution, we have a patent litigation practice, which we started in 2011, and we have around about 80 patent attorneys and patent litigators, and we have 4 offices in the UK, Leeds, Cardiff, Bath and London. We've got litigators in Germany, and we've got patent prosecutors in Denver in the US. So with that, I'll hand back to you, Julius.
Fantastic, Heather. Thank you so much. I'm really proud of this partnership, and I've always looked to work with Heather wherever possible, and I think a partnership with EIP for Stobbs reflects very well on Stobbs. They're an absolutely fantastic firm. If anyone would like an introduction, please reach out to myself, and we have absolutely no hesitation in getting in touch with these guys. They're absolutely brilliant, and it's a great development for Stobbs. We're not quite 21 yet, Stobbs. We're about 8.5, but if we get to where EIP have done over those years, I'll be absolutely delighted. So really, the purpose of that was just to give you a very brief introduction or overview of the last couple of years. It has nearly been 2 years since, certainly a year and a half since we last had one of these sessions. As I said, really missing all of you. Really hope that all of you are well and healthy. Stobbs is, I am reporting, and I'm really pleased with that. And that, of course, is mainly thanks to all of you and all of your support over the years. So thank you very much for that. And with that, we're going to get on with the more substantive session.